how do we hold any opinion knowing what we know? And if this field of neutrality like opens up this wide perspective of truth and agendas and programming, and we're encouraged to stay away from the news and be careful of our own energy field and all that stuff. And it's true that many of these things aren't in my reality right now, but we react within the world all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're asked an opinion, like I don't even know how to answer because I don't understand, the language and the vocabulary and all that stuff that we use, how to answer with integrity. Specifically, is not the issue for here, but encountering kids who are now using pronouns and expecting to engage in conversation with them one day and to keep my own integrity yet be authentic with them and not, just all that stuff. So it's been rising to the top for me. One action that I'm going to be taking in the future is to really create a safe space for parents to just talk, because it's not safe to talk, let alone talk to their kids or, so that's been going on. But what's been coming up, I'm planning like a 3-night parent workshop. And we're going to be talking about very practical things but conscious parenting and your own inner work. It's going to be really fun. But there's going to be, these, like the programming with the kids and in the school. And so all of that, there's no one answer except, even narrowing it down to family. I don't even know how to express without like judgment, because any opinion is a judgment one way or another. And our truth is changing. Like even this morning, like who I was this morning is not who I am now. And how do I know? Because tomorrow I'm not going to be the same person either. So how do I even hold an opinion in this moment? Wow, that was big.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I guess the question comes down to, what benefit does holding opinion have for you in any given now moment? And every now moment is unique, as you've expressed. So really feeling into when an experience comes forth that might prompt you to express your vantage point or perception on a particular topic in that given moment, what is your intention? What is your intention? Is your intention to, create a more finite and systematic response to something, to this concept or to the question? Or is your intention to, expand it out and allow for everybody to, drop into a place of neutrality, explore it with, childlike innocence and exploration and curiosity, right? So, there's so many different ways to go about it. I feel as though what might be a really profound and beautiful way to approach it is, well, let me feel into this for a moment. Let me drop into, and even in this, right? Even in a space, and albeit uncomfortable, especially if it's in a space where people are like, come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't have all day here. Like, that's okay. But I have eternity, and so do you, really. And and I'm going to just drop into the 0 point here for a minute and really feel, am I even guided by my highest self in this moment to respond? Am I even guided to respond? Who's showing up right now, right? So dropping in and coming into okay, am I operating in this conversation, in this moment, in this discussion as the witnessing presence, in the vantage point of access to, to my unique, access to the everything and the no thing? Or am I showing up to respond and to co-create in this experience as one of the fractals of my, of my self that has not yet been integrated, right? That does really feel like it wants to speak, its truth from the vantage point of a past experience or something that, we've projected and created as a story in the future, right? So I think there are all different ways we can kind of pivot through the whole, the opportunity that arises when someone solicits our opinion on something, or, we can even shift it, right? Because of an opinion, it doesn't mean it's ill-intended or, by any means, but really, once we funnel our consciousness into an opinion, right? It's a finite system. It's a way of taking our consciousness and dropping it into, a finite package, right? That holds a certain bandwidth. But as we know, and I think how you started it out is, what's the point of an opinion if every single system of creation has infinite ways to be expressed, infinite facets of expression? And oftentimes the ascended masters and many beings and collectives come in to bring forth that invitation to explore. What is the point of that? What is the point of that? Because that pigeonholes us, that puts us into a place where we, and even that is not good or bad. We came here to Earth, to experience, what does it feel like when I direct my consciousness into a portal and hold, a bandwidth of it in there and allow it to continue to, sort of do its thing within my field, right? Okay, this is this, great. Okay, I'm going to put, it's like we have all these jars in our hologram. Oh, okay, this is this. We're going to put it there. But if we, as we take our consciousness out of any system that we've co-created of finite, finite bandwidth, if you will, and we bring it back into the 0 point, back to home base, back to, and as the neutral, observer, as the witnessing presence, then we can really ignite what our, eternal selves as source most desire, beyond the beauty of the earth experience, right? So as we're trying to bring ourselves back into omniscience, embodiment, if you will, right? Our I am presence is to come back here now and then look in each now moment, look through the eyes of source and see, as though we're looking at each person and experience and concept as though we've never heard about it before. We've never seen it before. We've never heard it before. It's brand new. Oh, okay. Let me look at this. Let me, we're not allowing ourselves to be directed by the imprints of someone else's belief systems or value systems or societal systems. We witness that those exist. We've perhaps participated in a fair amount of them, but let's come back to home base. Let's come back to where we can find, infinite ways to explore things, infinite ways to, and really, I feel like in the exploration of doing so, and in the practice and participation of doing so, the weightedness, and specifically, now talking about the parenting right now, the weightedness of feeling like, I don't have the answers, is, wait a second, I have lots of different, I have infinite answers. I have infinite ways that I can engage this and explore this, right? Excuse me. So maybe one of the first things is like, okay, let's forget everything that we know. We come into this creational space as a newborn experiencing this reality, but as the eternal self, as source, with access to the everything and the no thing, right? And it's, we can apply this in so many different ways. It really truly is, and Yeshua comes through so often, to encourage, right? To encourage, to let go, let go, let go, let go of seeing, through the lens of previous imprints and judgments and opinions and finite descriptions and definitions. Let it go, let it go, let it go, right? And I remember a few years ago, Mahavatar Babaji dropped in to really come forth to say, an opinion is a judgment. It's a societally acceptable form of judgment. We can mask and we can enable ourselves to remain in a place of great separation by labeling something an opinion versus labeling it for what it truly is, which is a system of separating anything from its eternal and infinite access to, of expression, right? And so it's not to say, because a lot of times people get triggered. Oh, great. Now I'm not allowed to have any opinions. Now I just have to walk around. I'm afraid to even, to even go into any situation. What if no, right? It's like, no, we can, but we can do whatever we want to do because we're infinite creator beings and we have free will. We can participate in any way we want to participate. However, on our journey to embodying heaven on earth and our journey to desiring to experience once again, which is in like the depth of our cellular beingness, that feeling of unity, that feeling of, I love unconditionally every single being, every single fractal. I love myself. I love every cell of myself unconditionally. For us to come back into that which, yearns to be once again animated and expressed and embodied within, is to allow ourselves, the invitation to navigate with less finite constructs within our, our unique hologram, right? Okay, I can try this on. I can see so entering into it as the 0 point, as the witnessing presence, but with the intention of trying it out, curiously trying it out, and then exercising all of our higher, skills and tools of alchemy to be sure that, oh yeah, I tried this on, but now quantumly, I see that this, this weaves its way out into the all that is in a way that, is not highly beneficial for all. So as a master being of source that I remember I am going to dissolve that, okay, I've had the experience. I'm going to take the wisdom, as this seed of beauty, right? And I'm going to put it in my 0 point pocket here. And I'm going to disentangle any and all threads of, of negative quantum entanglement, if you will. So I love this question because it creates such liberation, right? It's such a beautiful practice, and it's such a beautiful way to bring people out of contraction and into like, oh, that's right, I forgot, right? I forgot that I can explore life this way and create this way and expand this way. And also, when we come into greater participation of that, it immediately begins to ignite, the other 33 Christos archetypes, neutrality being one of them, right? It ignites greater compassion. It ignites greater love. It ignites greater peace. Now I don't have to hold all of my energy in this, oh, well, hold on a second here, my nervous system, right? Like so it's a win. And when we recognize that it's not so this or that, we can try on different hats, right? It's just, are we going to keep the hat on and just keep stacking more hats on top? Or are we going to try the hat on and, and allow ourselves to consciously participate from a higher sort of vantage point of participation, so that we can put that hat you know, we can dissolve that hat, or we can put that hat, you know, back where, you know, in a place. Yeah, I would just say dissolve the hat, actually. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Definitely going to be playing this back and forth. Thank you. That was as big as the unified field consciousness answer. Love it.
I love it. I love that you brought that up. And really truly, you know, one of the things that's come through so big right now is that is neutrality. You know, and really like getting curious, like what does that even mean? Right? Like what is it? Because it's such a golden key, as we know, to the dissolving of the warring frequency. You know, it is what allows us to come back from this system of duality, this bi-wave, you know, frequency, back into, you know, to greater balance and harmonization, right? This exists, right? If we're looking at duality as, you know, black and white exists. And, you know, and here's this plasmic field of harmony and balance, the 0 point, right? Within, holding space so that all different things exist simultaneously, and, you know, and it's balanced and harmonized so that it doesn't get to a place where there's this fracturing that happens, as it has with the human consciousness, right? And with humanity. So neutrality is truly one of the most profound and biggest keys to coming back into unity, right? When we let go of judgment and finite, and you know, when we come back into wait, all of these potentials exist within. All of these potentials, you know, are creational codex. It doesn't have to be this side or this side. It's, you know, everything is here, and I can choose, as the chooser of my choices and the chooser of the lens of perception in which I put on in every now moment. I can choose, you know, what is in the highest place of resonance in any given moment.